Question for today. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Ted Claudio from WhatsApp.ph. I'm really excited to install this software. It will really save a lot of time, especially in the editing process. My question is, for us covering events, especially like for example for sports, you don't want to miss anything, so you come up and shoot a lot of photos. So one thing that was not shown was how is the photo management part of it. Like for example, if you want to cull or delete the unwanted images, how easy it is to sort of delete and select images from hundreds of photos to select only a few.
That's still going to be up to you, but we are introducing even refined tools for IPTC cards. We're making some strides with wire photographers, frontline war or media events, so that we can send these things right to press, right to the organization's AP and everything, fully edited to their specs with all of the IPTC and title information intact. So what I can say is whatever culling process you're using already, you just batch it through Radiant Photo, use the batch, and we can start to be able to route it directly for delivery too. So you can actually use the iOS version or the Android version, tether your camera directly to the phone, and be editing everything back and forth to the card. So instead of culling and editing, you could be just having everything edited before you cull. So we start to think about it in different ways. And then there's some other really good culling tools for that problem. Good question.
Last question is,
Sure.
for those who are not into the Apple ecosystem, so one of the problems is the performance. So how does it perform on Intel-based platforms, taking into consideration also now the new Intel Iris technology?
It runs well on I don't say PCs anymore, right? Like Windows-based machines. But I think that processor is going to address a lot of issues, right? We optimize it for everything that we can, and we support more operating systems than we probably should. But usually when support comes in, why is it not doing this? It's like, oh, did you update your operating system? No, I never update my operating system. You're like, okay, well, it's been 10 years. You might want to update. So yeah, it runs, it's optimized for everything, but in the Android market and the Windows machine, there's so many different variations that we do our best. And what I can say though is if there is something that's lagging or hanging on, our support team, they're real people, may get right back to you, and if it becomes something that we can identify as an issue, it immediately goes into Jira where we have our ticket system and directly to the engineers. So probably within the next few days or the next update, if you find something, that's what we say, please, it's not just because we don't want to hear you complain, it's because this might be a bug, but if it isn't, we have a fix. If it is, we fix it.
Thank you very much.
We don't support Windows 95. So I know, for all of you who still use Microsoft Paint, we just...
Okay, any questions?
Yes, hi sir, good morning. I'm one of the blogger from Medium. I focuses on photography contents and tech. You said that Radiant is a non-cloud based and it runs locally through the PC or laptop. I just want to make sure since there are some upcoming updates, specifically the AI detection scenes, how do you plan on applying the updates through the applications, through phone and mobile if it's not cloud-based?
The same way you update anything else. The difference is you still have to download the software, but if you're not connected to the internet, it'll run. But the next time you connect to the internet, if there's an update, you can download an update. The same thing with the iOS and Android. I have auto updates enabled, but you'll just receive the updates. So when we say no cloud or no internet connection, you don't have to have an account with us. You don't have to do a login or anything like that. You download it, you use it, You don't have to update it. I recommend updating your apps. It helps a lot. But there's no cost per image. It's not something like Evoto, which has some really cool things, where you have to send your images to the cloud for them to be edited. If you send everything, connect your iPad, iPhone, all those things, it's all locally. It does not require an internet connection to be present or a cloud account to see results. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, thank you. And last one, since most of the camera or the photo editing apps already have the AI scene identifier, do you have any plans of developing anything like the camera detection AI identifier, like if it's taken through a DSLR or a mobile? Since the pixel qualities is kind of different when it comes to mobile versus DSLRs.
So the way the scene detection works is it routes us through the settings that we want to use, but it's not relevant to the adjustment itself. If you turned off the scene detection and just checked one or made your own preset, the scene recognition, the scene detection is not needed for the adjustment. And the reason is the adjustments that we train are based on images. So when there's scene detection and I love the friends at Imagine AI, that needs to have Lightroom. That's EXIF data, these are changes. This is true one-to-one. So every pixel is identified and adjusted, regardless of the scene and the way it's detected. How scene detection and object recognition works is it knows, and you'll see this here, it knows the difference between a person and a landscape and an animal, right? Like we can do these. What you're gonna see is specific things in genres. So you'll see things like a workflow set just for bird photographers or just for this. When we're training AI, and this isn't something that we're gonna do, I mean, not yet, any information that's contained in the EXIF data for an image can be used. So we can take the GPS location. Eventually we'll get to the point where we'll know you shot this in Iceland, facing this direction, at this time of year. We can pull historical data, all of the weather and everything, and identify all of those things too. And Google's starting to work on those projects. And you know how they're training it? Our images. So we don't train our images based on how normal AI work. So the images that we use are either our images or images that we've licensed, and you never see them. They're specifically used to identify something, and since it's non-generative, we never use them later. We just make it better and better and better. But the algorithm that's responsible for the editing can be simplified into one slider that can work on 99.9% of any of the images we ever take. It's getting that good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Another question? Anyone?
It's always fun. Like questions, you have to stay on stage. And I try to look at everybody. I see lights.
Hi sir, good morning. My name is Rain. My question is actually, just to clarify, you get the same result from the PC, the PC app and then the mobile app.
Exactly. Yeah. There are some things that don't come through all the way. Like, for example, the skin tone AI will come in the next version. That's something that we're adapting. So it's available, but it has no interface yet. So we're still building it. We will be releasing camera apps. Right now, Radiant Photo, the mobile version, is an editing app, but we're building camera apps next that we should start seeing them by the end of the year. I build roadmaps now. We don't say release dates anymore. It's like bad luck. We say, probably this year, early next year. So we're bringing some more of the features, like being able to take some of the presets or plugins and make them cross-compatible, things like that. But essentially, the core AI system and the way it detects, analyzes, and edits is one-to-one the same.
How about the presets? Is there a limit on the number of presets you can store on the app?
Oh no, you can make as many as you want.
Thank you.
No problem. You should see my partner's thing. He
Thank you,
has
sir.
thousands of, it gives me anxiety to look at Richard's Copy of Radiant Photo. I'm like, he's like a preset genius.
All right. Anyone else? Any more questions? Hi, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Azrael. Since
Morning.
you have the Radiant for photos and the plans of making it Radiant for videos in the future.
Oh yeah, see, I'm really bad at marketing. The mobile app does process videos too. Yeah, so yeah, we do. But it's actually there. So for example, if you have the mobile app, you can load videos in, and it applies the same algorithm, but you don't have as many settings. And the reason is they're not optimized for real time. So what we're going to see is color grading, and then we're going to see more tools for video. You're not going to edit videos, we're not going to cut together film strips or things like that or add audio, but you'll be able to treat all of the videos that you shoot the same way. So eventually almost just being able to batch it. And you can select combinations of photos and videos, everything from your camera roll, and it'll process everything for you. Thank you for asking that. See, that's the thing about being a small company. You're like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's a big deal.
So that's available only on the app.
Yep, that's available only on the mobile app
Okay.
for now. Yeah.
Thank you.
What I've learned too, speaking fluent engineer, is that anytime I think something's quick and easy, it ends up being like a 9-month project where I'm like, let's not do that.
Okay, this one is the last question. Anyone?
Don't give it to Jay.
Anyone else who wants to ask for the final question for Sir Elia? Hi, sir.
Sorry, Jay. No, I'm not sorry.
I'm just kidding. Question there. I just want to congratulate Radiant for making this event possible. I know for the last couple of months, weeks, super stressed, the whole team. But to see it now, congratulations to everyone. But I want to ask Elia. I know I haven't asked you this question, but I wanted to know, why did you pick the Philippines as your... Is this the first country in Southeast Asia that you launched Radiant? Or why the Philippines?
Why the Philippines? Man, there's so many good answers to that. Even you're part of it, Jay. Yeah.
I know.
So I'll give like a short story of it. But when I first started traveling to this region, I just had overwhelming support and friendship from everybody here. Like it was just instant comfort with somebody who's never been in this area to come here. I was also always inspired by the Fujifilm ambassadors because I was a visitor here and just blown away by the talent of people here, and also just honestly, guys, the friendliness, the family culture and things like that. And why did we want to do it here? Because I just feel like sometimes it takes a village. We're a really small company, and I knew and I trusted my friends here that if we could make this happen anywhere, it would be here, right? Because of the support. And the other reason is no one can tell me no. Maybe my partners were like, that's a great idea. And yeah, we're a small company. We have some presence in Europe and North America and everything. But why the Philippines? I say, why not? If anybody who visits here will understand why the Philippines. And so I want to thank everybody here just for that. This is, I feel comfortable in some places and countries and everything, but it just feels like it's always felt like home here. So that's why. Well, thank you, everybody.
And because the Philippines is a very religious country.
And wait, and there's Jay. So there's all of you, thank you, and then there's Jay.
Your lordy presence is a